Hey everyone, do you ever feel like you're just spinning your wheels financially? Like you're trying so hard, but not getting anywhere? Well, today we're going to dig into exactly why that happens and, more importantly, how to fix it. We're talking about a super powerful tool called the Big Three Wealth Audit. So, does this sound familiar? I mean, you're doing all the things you're supposed to do, right? You're skipping the $5 coffee, you cancel that streaming service you barely watch, you're clipping coupons like a pro, and then at the end of the month, you look at your bank account and it's just, ugh, where did it all go? It's this super frustrating cycle, and so many of us are stuck in it. Well, there's actually a name for this problem. It's called majoring in the minors. And honestly, it's the financial version of arranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. You're putting all this effort into the little things, the small stuff, while these giant forces are the ones actually steering your financial ship. Okay, look at this. This really puts the difference in scale into perspective, right? On one side, we're agonizing over a $5 coffee. But then on the other side, whoa, we've got a $2,000 rent payment, a $700 car payment, a salary that just isn't growing. It's pretty clear which side has the real power to shape your financial future. All right, so how do we actually fix this? It's all about pulling the right levers, the most powerful ones. And that brings us to what's called the 80-20 money rule. Now, this whole idea is based on something called the Pareto principle. You might have heard of it. It's this classic concept that basically says for a lot of things in life, roughly 80% of the results you get come from just 20% of your efforts. And guess what? This applies perfectly to your money. So let's see how this plays out with your finances. A massive 80% of your financial success, it comes from just three things: your housing, your transportation, and your income. That's it. Everything else, literally every coffee, every subscription, every meal out, that's all crammed into the other 20%. The takeaway here is so clear. If you really want to make a change, you have to focus on that huge 80% slice of the pie. Okay, so that's the theory, right? But how do you actually put this into practice? How do you do it? Well, that's what we're going to do right now. Let's walk through your Big Three audit, a super simple step-by-step guide to really get a handle on these key areas. It's a really simple three-step process. First up, we're going to analyze your housing. Then we'll scrutinize your transportation. And finally, we're going to tackle what is maybe the most powerful lever you have, your income. So let's dive in. All right, number one, housing. For pretty much all of us, this is the biggest check we write every single month. So, getting this part right is absolutely critical. And I want you to think about this for a second. We always hear that our home is our biggest asset, right? But what if it's not? What if it's actually your heaviest anchor, the thing that's really draining your cash and holding you back from saving and investing? So let's do a quick audit. First question. Is your rent or mortgage more than 30% of your take-home pay? That's a big red flag for a lot of people. Could you downsize or maybe even move to a lower cost of living area? If you own, have you looked at refinancing your mortgage lately? Rates change. And if you're a renter, have you ever tried to negotiate a better deal? Seriously, one of these conversations could literally save you thousands of dollars a year. Okay, let's move on to the second of the big three, transportation. This is another one of those areas where the costs can just totally spiral out of control, sometimes without us even noticing. It's so easy to just think about the monthly car payment, but that is just the tip of the iceberg. The total cost of owning that car is what really gets you. So you have to ask yourself, is my car a tool that gives me freedom, or is it secretly just a debt machine on wheels? So for this part of the audit, you've got to be brutally honest with yourself. Add it all up: the payment, the insurance, the gas, the maintenance, the repairs. What's that total number? Could a more affordable car get you from A to B just fine? When was the last time you shopped around for car insurance? Because the rates can be wildly different. Heck, even taking public transit or biking once a week could make a real dent. All right, now for the third and honestly the most exciting part of the audit, your income. See, so far we've mostly been playing defense, cutting costs. Now it's time to go on offense. This really is the ultimate lever. Think about it. You can only cut your expenses down to zero, but your income, there is literally no limit to how much you can earn. The real question is, are you actively trying to make that number go up, or are you just kind of passively accepting whatever comes your way? The income audit is all about being proactive. So here's your homework. Get on sites like Glassdoor, LinkedIn, whatever, and find out what your job is actually worth in the current market. If you find out you're being underpaid, it's time to build your case and go ask for that raise. What new skill could you learn that would make you more valuable? And please, don't forget the easy wins, the low-hanging fruit. Are you getting your full 401k match from your employer? If not, you are literally leaving free money on the table. So after going through all this, what's the big takeaway? What's the point of this audit? It's about a fundamental shift in where you focus your financial energy. And here it is. This is the core message. Stop sweating the small stuff. Seriously, let go of the guilt about buying a latte every now and then. Instead, take all that energy and channel it into optimizing the big things, the 3 areas that will actually move the needle for you. Because if you get just one of the big 3 right, trust me, you can buy all the coffee you want. I love this quote because it just captures the whole mindset shift perfectly. Stop auditing your grocery bill. Start auditing your mortgage. Think about that. Stop spending an hour trying to save $5 at the supermarket. Instead, spend that hour making one phone call that could save you $300 a month on your mortgage. That, my friends, is majoring in the majors. So I'll leave you with this final question. Now you have the framework. You know what to do. So, what are you going to do with it? Which one of your big 3, is it housing, transportation, or income, has the biggest opportunity for a change? Pick one, just one to start, and begin your audit today.